Hey, look who we have here. Hey, come on in. The rest of us were wondering when another one would show up. We'll get to that. Just so excited to see another one. You know it. For some reason, a bunch of, well, us keep ending up here. And since we all have the same name, we're just calling each other by affiliation. So let me introduce you to everyone. I'm Constellation You. There's Crimson Fleet You. Don't touch my stuff, Rook. There's United Colonies You. Supra et Ultra. Freestar Collective You. Live free, friend. Ryujin Industries You. Need a loan? And we're just calling him Loner You. I work alone. Yes. We know. Not sure. We'll just call you New You. Just for a while, until we get that sorted. Yeah, well, I mean, when there's so many similarities, the differences kind of get exaggerated. So, you planning on sticking around? The rest of us kind of like it here. You're your own best company. Am I right? Ah, still chasing the unity, huh? Hey, how about a little parting gift from yourselves? Not sure what happened to Constellation in this universe, but they collected a few artifacts and had the lead on a lot of locations for more. So here. I mean, if we can't trust ourselves with them, who can we trust, right?
We seem to have another visitor.
Who's this? Another member of Constellation? Wait. No way.
You don't have a twin, do you?
No. You know, for what it's worth, I don't think I sound like, you either. Starborn? What are you talking about? Who are you?
A miner from Vectera brings us an artifact, and now a doppelganger walks through our door right afterwards. I think you have a few pieces of this puzzle to share with us, don't you? So, that's what we're looking for. The pieces to an armillary. A path to the center of a multiverse.
Okay, hey, look. I was just here to drop off the artifact. Yeah, I'm not cut out for this. Okay. Okay. Let's do this.
In the meantime, I suppose we don't really have much of a choice but to allow both of you to join. You should feel free to make the lodge your home. You should talk to Vladimir about the artifacts the Eye is supposed to find. We'll gather the others.
Hey, me. I gave it some thought, and I want to take you up on your offer. I'll join your crew. 'Cause, two's company. Right? Kinda depends what you're looking for. I'm good with the cutter, and I know my way around a mineral deposit. I'm pretty tough, too. Life of mining will do that to you. Look, you can count on me to have your back out there, even if things get rough. 'Cause trust me, no one in the settled systems wants to avoid watching you die horribly more than I do. Right now? Man, you don't mess around, do you? All right. What's my first assignment? Roger that, boss. Can I call you boss? 'Cause it's kind of weird using my own name when I talk to you. Anyway, I'll see you out there. Hey, it's you. Yeah, go for it. So many. I'm still getting used to this whole traveling with myself thing. This is kind of an obvious one, but I've been wondering what you think the biggest difference is between our universes. Wait, seriously? That's crazy. Grav drives must have been totally different where you came from. Wait, you're messing with me, aren't you? Ha ha, very funny. What about your family? I'm pretty close with my parents. Are you? Were you? That's great. What a nice thing to have in common. Hopefully your parents back in your home universe aren't missing you too much. Let's see. What else? Ah, here's a good one. If our roles were reversed and I was the Starborn instead, would you have joined my crew? That's why I took it. I figure I'm the only person in history who's ever gotten an offer like that. Passing it up seemed like a bad call. For what it's worth, I'm glad you're the captain and I'm the crewmate. You're a way better pilot than me. If I was at the helm, this ship would be a pile of scrap on some uninhabited moon by now. But I do have one more question for you, if you're up for it. Do you ever miss your home universe? That must be tough. I hope you don't regret it too much. And if it makes things any easier, I'm really happy you're here. Hey, thanks a lot for letting me ask you this stuff. Getting to know you better makes the whole traveling with myself thing a lot easier for me. Yes and no. You're a lot wiser than I am. Maybe going through that Unity thing does that to a person, knowing how this could all turn out must weigh on you. And you're a better pilot than I am too, and better with a gun. But I may have you beat as a miner, though. Sounds like you didn't do it as long as I did. To tell you the truth, I'm glad there are some differences between us. Makes me feel more me, you know? More like a person, and less like an echo of you. Yeah, I know the feeling. Yeah, I do. Our parents, are alive and well in this universe. They were merchants for years, but they're retired in New Atlantis now. And my siblings and I grew up on their ship, so spacefaring must run in the family too. All three of us ended up taking jobs in the space lanes. My sister's name is Elise, and she is the family badass. She joined SysDef as soon as she was old enough, and now she hunts pirates for a living. My other sibling's named Pierce. They're an engineer aboard a long-haul cargo ship, and the three of us are really close. They're my best friends in the world. Yeah, sure will. Their story is pretty sappy. They were childhood sweethearts, but they lost touch when my mom's family moved away from Jemison. Then they reconnected years later during a piloting class at Mast, and since they were both interested in becoming merchants, they decided to go into business together. After the class, they bought a ship together, and well, the rest is history. 3 kids and a couple decades later, and they are still the happiest couple I know. Well, my brother and sister would probably freak out. The three of us were really close growing up. Meeting my duplicate would, probably throw them for a loop. Dad is a stoic guy. He'd probably take it in stride. I don't think I've ever seen anything really surprise him. And Mom would love you. I mean, if you promise to visit more than I do, she'd probably like you even more than me. Yeah, it's weird for me too. I keep forgetting that just because we're different versions of the same person doesn't mean you know everything about me. But honestly, I'm kinda glad mind reading isn't one of those starborn powers of yours. That's a big question. If what I understand about it is right, the trip through is one way, right? No going back to your old universe once you switch? Well, if that's the case, I wouldn't do it. I have a family here. I have friends at Argos and Constellation, and I couldn't leave my versions of them behind. Like, I get why you did it. Being Starborn seems phenomenal. But I'd rather be a boring old human than run the risk of being forgotten or replaced in this universe. Honestly, my life was kind of boring before I found the artifact. I had a steady gig as a miner, plenty of friends at Argos, and your run-of-the-mill UC family. It's wild how fast things change, isn't it? Hell, before you showed up, I'd never even had a job where I worked above ground. Makes me wonder how things would be different if I never found the artifact in the first place. You're kidding, right? It's you. Meeting you is by far and away the weirdest thing that's ever happened to me. And unless you've made this trip before, I'm willing to bet that I'm the only person in existence who has ever met a version of themselves from another universe. I mean, meeting you even makes finding the artifact seem normal by comparison. Yeah, sometimes. It wasn't an exciting life, but it was mine, you know? I knew what to expect when I woke up every morning. I don't feel like that so much anymore. And universe hopping and space magic, they're not exactly my areas of expertise. Still trying to figure out where I fit into this whole thing. I try not to let it keep me up at night, but that's easier said than done. I'm sure you get it. I mean, you've had a way stranger journey than I have. It was mostly Supervisor Lynn's doing. Argos wasn't my first mining job. And when Lynn and I met, I was mining for Deimos near Cydonia. See, 5 years on Mars, churning out ore for the UCU military was more than enough for me. I met Lynn and Heller at the Broken Spear one night and we got to talking. Lynn said she beat my Deimos salary, and that if I worked for Argos, I'd get to travel more. Seemed like too good an opportunity to pass up, so I took it. I did. Heller and I got along, and Lynn was a good boss. I mean, she was tough, but only when we needed it. Beat the hell out of working for Deimos, that's for sure. For me, it was. The work was hard, the pay was crap, and the way Deimos treated us miners rubbed me the wrong way. I was happy to get out of there. I go back and forth. I enjoyed mining for Argos, even though I wasn't with them very long. I think I could have been a lifer if it weren't for that artifact. But it's hard to regret finding it after what I saw when I touched it. I mean, you get it, right? I've never experienced anything like it in my life. It changed me. Hopefully for the better. I am not surprised. I can't imagine Lynn being any different, even in another universe. She's a good woman. I would have worked for her for the rest of my life if the artifact and Constellation hadn't come into play. Sure. What's on your mind? I am still getting used to answering questions from myself. That's a pretty heady thought, boss. You're really starting to sound like an all-knowing, universe-hopping Starborn. Damn. That's horrible. Well, I hope that doesn't happen here. Can't imagine losing one of them. And I bet you were bored all the time, right? I mean, I am the funny one. I see. I guess there really are differences between our universes. Really? Huh. Well, as far as I know, that's not something we have in common. Either that or my parents have some explaining to do. That's nice. It's a good thing to have in common. My folks would be happy to know that they're good parents even in other universes. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. It's too bad things weren't the same in your universe as they are here. I can't picture my family being an unhappy one, even in a different universe. It's nice to hear I was right. Take it from me, you would have regretted that decision. This trip has been nothing short of life-changing from my perspective. That's pretty dark, boss. You must have had it rough in your last universe. Hopefully things will go better this time around. So I got one of the good universes, huh? Glad to hear it. Already trying to get rid of me, huh? Careful what you wish for, boss. The other versions of us might be even more annoying. I thought you'd say that. Being a Starborn must be something else if it makes a one-way trip across multiple universes feel worth it. Huh. Spoken like a true Starborn. You have an interesting perspective on these things, boss. I'm not gonna lie, it's been pretty weird. Every now and then I catch you doing something and think, huh, so that's what I look like doing that. Yeah, that took some getting used to. So did taking orders from you on the ship. I was expecting special treatment, since we're the same person, but in the end, I am glad I joined your crew. I've liked getting to know you, even if you do have some annoying habits. How about you? How do you feel about it? What, me? No way. I'm all roses and sunshine, boss. Unless you count the snoring, of course. Thank you for saying that. I'm really happy you feel that way. And for a while there, I figured I was kind of a nuisance, since you've done all of this before. You feel like family to me too, Captain. It's an honor to call your ship home. Thanks for convincing me to come along. To say this has been a life-changing journey would be an understatement. I can't wait to see what's next for us out there. Makes you think, doesn't it? Even the smallest differences between two universes can have a big impact on the people living in them. For what it's worth, I'm glad we're a little different. Makes us unique, even if we are the same person. Hopefully you like what you see. Seriously, though, it took me a long time to get over that feeling too. Kinda had to force myself to see you as another person, not just a weird reflection of myself.
So, you came back after all. Thought you were going to be one of our greatest, but you're just a monster. I'm not falling for that, Starborn, or whatever it is you are. Soon as we found your artifacts, you were done with us. I should have known. Every chance that came up to take things by force, to put a bullet in someone, you took it. What was going through your mind when you choked poor Barrett to death, He took a chance on you. Saw the person you could have been.
I was thinking, I was glad he finally shut up. Hello, me. You like what I've done with the place? Oh, don't tell me you haven't wanted to. Even just a little. I admit there's some differences, but the resemblance is uncanny. Now, I wasn't expecting another me to show up, but now that you're here, I can add you to the cleanup work I need to do. There's nowhere else like New Atlantis in all the settled systems. Constellation couldn't have picked a better place for its headquarters. Let's stop by the lodge and see how things are going. After meeting you here, I'll never look at New Atlantis the same way again. I've always been curious about what really goes on inside Mast. The UC sure runs a tight ship in their cities. Jemison Mercantile has just about everything a spacer might need. I sure could use a break from sleeping on the ship. What do you say we get a room in town? I'm not usually one for crowds, but I don't mind them in New Atlantis. I say we celebrate another successful mission with a drink at the viewport. Neon's a pretty violent place. We should be careful. We here for business? Or pleasure? There are some great shops in Neon. Maybe we should check them out. We've been working hard. I think we deserve to party a little. Madame Savage's is a good place for a drink, if you don't mind shady company. I admit I've dabbled in Aurora, once, or twice. If you had a night off duty in mind, Neon's the place to be. I've always wanted to go to the Astral Lounge. Heller told me the only time he ever saw Supervisor Lin drunk was at Madame Savage's. Neon's a great place to visit, but I would never want to live here. Sidonia, miner's paradise. Am I right? We won't find much to buy, except the basics here. First time I saw Sidonia, I didn't even believe it was a city. The best thing about Sidonia is its view of the stars. I met Lynn and Heller for the first time here, at the Broken Spear. Sidonia wouldn't be so bad if the people were a little friendlier. I once saw Heller get into a pretty nasty fight at the Broken Spear. I've heard the fatality rate in Mars' deepest mines is staggeringly high. It's pretty obvious that Deimos only puts in the bare minimum for its miners. If it weren't for Supervisor Lin, probably still be working at Deimos. I'm willing to bet Aquila's exactly the same in your universe. Things rarely change here. Let's grab a drink. Aggie's, maybe? I admire Solomon Coe. Not just anyone could found a city on such a harsh planet. I've always wondered if the Ashta are really as dangerous as everyone says. I get why it's necessary, but a walled city just isn't for me. There's a fabulous mechanic based in Aquila. Aldwin Wright's his name, I think. Can we stop at Shepard's? I need to pick up a few things. Midtown Minerals is a great place to trade in valuable inorganics. Let's make a pit stop at Roland Arms. I could use some more ammo. I'd hate to be arrested here. The Freestar Rangers are no joke. That is one nasty-looking atmosphere. We'll definitely need our suits. This area is the definition of inhospitable. Not a lick of breathable air out here. The suit's integrity look good. They're ready when we need them. If we're planning to poke around out there, we'll need to wear our suits. Going on without our suits would be a bad move. Not much to do around here but break rocks, huh? This place could do with a little landscaping. Doubt we'll run into any creatures in this area. No signs of life out there at all. Dead as can be out here. This would make a decent place for a mining outpost. There are bound to be valuable minerals here, if we dig in the right places. I hope you're up for some mining. I wonder if this planet looks any different in your universe. This seems like a pretty nice place. Places like this really showcase the beauty of the universe. Multiverse. I'm curious what the local flora and fauna are like. You ready to get out there and gather some organic resources? Another fascinating place to explore. I never saw places like this when I was working for Argos. This looks like a pleasant place to spend an afternoon. Cheers, boss. You, gonna share, or what? Not sharing, huh? I see how it is. I hope you're not as much of a lightweight as I am. If it's just you and me, does it count as drinking alone? Whoa, slow down. I know firsthand how bad our hangovers are. Last time I drank like that, I ended up with a killer headache. I've always wondered what I'm really like after a few drinks. You hold your liquor a lot better than I do. I get pretty chatty after a few drinks. You? Just so you know, people usually wear clothes in this universe. Whoa! That is not my best angle. So, I'm the modest one. Noted. You're, really not shy about showing that body of ours off, are ya? This has got to be the weirdest thing I have ever seen. Why? Just why? Are you trying to embarrass me? There's confidence, and then there's whatever this is. Must be an alternate universe thing. Hey, we look pretty good. Hey, I almost didn't recognize you. That's quite a look. Making a few upgrades, huh? What's wrong with the face we were born with, huh? Huh. Never pictured myself looking like that. I like that look. Maybe I'll give it a try sometime. Dye your hair pink next time, will you? I've always wondered how I'd look with pink hair. I've always wondered what I would look like with that haircut. Nice. People will finally be able to tell us apart. I'm not gonna lie, I like that we look more different now. Hey, careful! Only one of us is starborn. Yeesh. That sounded like a rough landing. Is the gravity lower in your universe or something? Well, it looks like I'm the smart one. Watch where you're going from now on. Are you okay? That looked pretty bad. Could you not do that again? I really don't want to look at my own corpse. I don't know how it is in your universe, but, in this one, we try to avoid falls like that. I guess I'm the only one with the fear of heights. You ever heard of jetpacks? Yeah. You should give one a try. Not exactly packing light, are we? We don't need to bring all of that with us, do we? We'll move a lot faster if we're not so weighed down. You're carrying more than your share. Let me help out. Why don't I take some of that off your hands? I know firsthand that you'll be too weighed down by that much gear. My pack is your pack. Literally. Swapping gear with myself is a pretty strange experience. I saw that. Is that yours? Hey, put that back. I think that belongs to someone. We consider that stealing in this universe. You're gonna ruin my reputation as an honest guy. We shouldn't take things that aren't ours. Your moral compass could do with a tune-up. Don't pin this on me if security catches you. At least you were subtle about it. Out early for good behavior, I hope. I guess this makes me the good twin? Stay out of trouble from now on. I don't want to end up with a criminal record. I, hope you didn't use the, my identical twin did it defense to get out. Don't do that again, okay? I don't want to get a reputation as a criminal. I guess the old, I'm from another universe, I don't know your laws defense worked. If I see my face on a wanted poster after this, I'm claiming you. Come on, boss. You're making us look bad. I hope you don't owe anyone from in there anything. They might start looking for me to collect. Whatever's in their cargo hold, better be worth the risk of getting it. I don't think we're getting out of there without a fight. Supervisor Lin would never let us get away with something this dangerous. I'll stay close by, in case a fight breaks out. That precognition of yours would come in handy right about now. I'm willing to bet they won't be thrilled to see us. You have some extra med packs? Things might get violent in there. I'm with you. Let's see what's going on over there. How in space? That's freaking incredible! Can everyone do that in your universe? You really are just like a starborn. Can I do that too? You have to show me where you learned that someday. I bet that artifact gave you this power, huh? I hope being able to use that power is something we have in common. I would love to be able to do that too. I knew we could take them down. Nothing left of them but space dust. Nice work back there. They were no match for us. Thanks for getting us out of there safely. The ship made it through that with barely a scratch. I'd like to learn to fly like that. Yeah, you are definitely a better pilot than I am. I have a lot to learn about piloting in combat. We should scan the wreckage of those ships for salvage. That was quite the fight, eh? I knew we could take them. I barely even broke a sweat back there. They didn't stand a chance. They couldn't handle one of us, let alone two. I doubt they'll be bothering us anytime soon. We should check if they had any useful gear on them. Huh. So that's what I look like holding the cutter. That deposit have anything useful? Good find. That might be really valuable. You're pretty good with that cutter. Heller would be over the moon about that find. As Supervisor Lin would say, nice work, Dusty. You can always trust an Argos miner to find the best deposits. This area seems pretty dangerous. Something feels off here. What do you say we turn around? Hey, I'm getting a hazard warning. I don't think we should go any further in this direction. We'd be best off turning around and getting out of here. Come on. There are plenty of less dangerous places to hang out than here. Lin would scold the hell out of us if we stayed here after that hazard warning. You're a lot better at that workbench than I am. Huh. Turns out we have the same taste in armor. This would fit me perfectly. Mind sharing the blueprints? If you want to see how that'll look on you, I'm happy to try it on. Want me to take that out for a spin? Make me one too and we'll match. Or is that weird? Ooh, make mine in green, will you? More magic, huh, boss? This'll really come in handy. You can keep that one, boss. Looks heavy. So that's how they make those in your universe. Looks great. Will you make me one too? Is there anything you can't do? Seriously. Anything. Well, now I know how I look when I'm staring off into space. Hey, snap out of it. We should keep moving. We can't just stand around here all day. It's time to get moving again. What are we waiting for? Let's go. Well, look who it is. Hey there. Good to see you. Me. It's nice to have you back. What's on the agenda today? Wow, it's been a while. How are you? I was starting to wonder if you'd switched universes again. Need any help out in the field? Hey, there's a surprise. I haven't seen you in ages. It's always nice to see a friend. If I've got to be on backup duty, I'm glad it's in a place with such a good library. You're back! I was just starting to miss you. I'm not gonna lie, I thought I'd be seeing more action than this. I'm afraid I'll start to rust if I stand around here much longer. I think I've perfected the whole waiting at the lodge thing. How about we head somewhere else? I'm ready to get out of here. You know, people keep thinking I'm you. Had enough of looking at your own face, huh? I can hold down the fort there for a while. If that's where you need me, then that's where I'll be. Promise I'll be on my best behavior while you're gone. Don't have too much fun without me. Oh, that hurt. I can't die like this. I have to stop this bleeding. I could really use some help. Maybe I'll do this better in some other universe. Thanks. I needed that. I never thought I'd be thanking myself for saving my ass.